heading out to work again. Today is, I fucking don't even remember, September 6th, 2017. Would you believe there are, sorry, I'm really tired this morning. There are still people arguing over whether or not Trump mocked that disabled reporter. And they've gotten really passionate about it, the people who still seem to care. There's a video I saw on YouTube that one of them linked to that still that like attempts to lay out the whole progression of events that led to it, and it's the goddamn stupidest thing I think I've ever seen. Throughout the entire video, maybe I'll link to it or I'll show part of it. Throughout the entire video, they keep saying again and again and again, like, the dishonest media said, the lying media, the media now has egg on their face. Like, really, you guys really went over the top on this. You know, you're already addressing people, the nature of your video, you're already addressing people who agree with you. Is it necessary to point out 150 times in the course of a minute what they're supposed to think of the media? Like, thank God, oh my God, thank you for reminding me that the media is dishonest, according to you. Because I was a little confused. I was like, wait, they sound dishonest. Is the media being honest? Please tell me. I don't know what conclusion I'm supposed to draw. Yeah, it really unnecessary, and to the point where it's like juvenile. I'm tempted to upload the video and edit it and just replace every time they say, like, the dishonest media, replace it with like a fart noise, because it would actually make the video less juvenile. But alright, let's go over all of the points that the people defending Trump are trying to make through this, because apparently it all began with his claim that on 9/11 he saw thousands and thousands of people in Jersey City, New Jersey, celebrating the attacks. And so the fact checkers debunked that claim. And of course, according to these same people who are defending Trump, the fact checkers are all liars too. So they debunked that claim. They said there was no evidence that anyone had been celebrating, let alone thousands and thousands of people. And then as evidence to try to support Trump's claim, people, I guess, found an article by, I forget who it was. Was it the Washington Post? It was some news source that claimed, and I believe like briefly mentioned toward the bottom of the article, that police had detained a few people who were allegedly celebrating the attacks, and the number of people who I guess it turns out they detained was, I believe, 8. So Trump and his supporters apparently don't know the difference, one, between seeing something and reading about it, because his claim was that he saw thousands and thousands of people celebrating the attacks, and 2, don't know the difference between thousands and thousands and 8. You know, all right. I mean, I'm guessing math isn't your strong suit. It's consistent with him claiming that he had, I think he said, the biggest electoral college win in history. Yeah, it was a fucking landslide. That's why you didn't win the popular vote. Oh wait, your claim is that you didn't win that because of all the illegals who voted, which is also fucking false. Let me help you out here. Thousands and thousands is the number of stars you can see in the sky. 8 is the number of hot dogs you get in a pack. For another comparison, thousands and thousands is how much the CEOs of companies like Walmart and McDonald's make in an hour. 8 is how much their workers make in an hour. Make less than that, but you know, you get the idea. It's close to 8. So 1, his claim was wrong. 2, the best they could find was a brief, almost like barely even there, mention in an article in a newspaper and they show a clip from a show that a broadcast, I don't know, it's not like the clip they're showing isn't of, as far as I know, news from the time. It's someone referencing another video that doesn't really show any solid evidence. And so they really don't have very much to substantiate that claim. But I guess they focused on the article at one point. And, you know, in reality, it was an article that very briefly mentioned the topic and made the claim that a few people were detained for allegedly celebrating. Never made or attempted to substantiate the claim that anyone actually was celebrating, let alone thousands of people. But again, that's reality. That doesn't matter to Trump and his supporters. So as far as they're concerned, this brief mention in an article absolutely vindicates him. Like that's it. Someone said that a few people might have been celebrating, so they're foaming at the mouth now. Like, look at this. The lying media tried to say Trump was wrong, but look, there's the word celebrating. That's basically what it comes down to. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but geez, like, this is fucking nothing. But whatever fits your narrative, you know, if you need to believe that the media is deceptive and constantly trying to lie to you, then that's what you're going to believe. So anyway, I guess they found the author of the article who has a disability, and his disability has his arm is fixed like this. And Trump, talking about this guy, said, he said something like, now this guy, you gotta see him. I don't remember. I don't know what I said. And the topic of debate here is whether or not he was mocking the reporter's disability when he did that. So to look at the clip, it seems I'm more inclined to believe that he was, and people are people defending him are saying, well, he's made similar gestures to mock others, which is true, sort of. And honestly, I feel so stupid every time I go back and I have to analyze something like this on this level. But again, people want to fucking argue about it, so like I'm like, all right, let's analyze it. The reason I'm inclined to believe that he is one, the fact that he prefaced it with, you got to see this guy, is significant. It implies that there's something about his appearance or behavior more so than what he's saying. Second, he has made gestures similar to that to mock people being flustered, but his his gestures in this instance are more closely resembling the reporter's specific disability, especially toward the beginning. If you look at it, it's you got to see this guy, right to this, and I think it's actually his right hand that he did it with, but he right to this. Not that it really matters. And keeps it in this position, and then begins with the flailing that is more characteristic of him mocking people for being flustered. So if I had to analyze it, I'd say it's more likely, I think, that he was, at least at first. It almost seems like he realized about like 3 seconds into it that it might upset people, and that's when he started to move around and kind of stop referencing the disability itself. But I mean, at the very least, you can't definitively say no, he wasn't, as a lot of people are trying to do. But there's some ambiguity to it, and every time there's ambiguity with anything like that, you've got two sides in this country, and each side is going to believe what they want to believe and say, yes, this is absolutely what happened. And so there's not going to be any agreement on this. If you hate Trump, your position is going to be that yes, he absolutely was mocking that reporter's disability, and there's no way that he wasn't. And if you're supporting Trump, your position is going to be that no, he wasn't mocking his disability. Those are the same gestures he makes to mock everyone, even though you can only find 2 clips. Was it? Can you find more? I don't know. I've only ever seen, when people try to debunk this, 2 clips of him doing it, and one is questionable. But it's kind of pathetic, really, that neither side is even capable of admitting that there is some ambiguity about it, and that that really ultimately Trump is the only one who will ever know. He's the only one who can know what was going through his head at that time. He's the only one who can know if he intended to mock that guy's disability. Honestly, I feel kind of stupid talking about it at this point, but people are still fucking arguing about it. Whatever the case, and he did mock a reporter with a disability. You can't say that that's false. It's a matter of phrasing, and obviously the fact that he mocked a reporter who happened to have a disability isn't really the takeaway from that statement. So, it's about what it's implying. But he mocked a reporter. The reporter had a disability. It seems more likely than not to me that he was referencing the disability in the way that he mocked him, but no one can really say for sure. It's not definite, not from what I've seen. I find it amusing and a little sad that his supporters are capable of looking at that and going, no, he definitely didn't. Because that is absolutely not clear. I think that's about it. I'm about, 20 minutes on this video? That shouldn't take too long to process and upload. Probably have this posted tonight or tomorrow. Bye, everyone.